Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. आराध्यो भगवान् वृषीशतनया स्तद्धाम वृन्दावनम् रम्या काचिदुपासना व्रजवधू वर्गेण वा कल्पिता श्रीमद्भागवतं प्रमाणममलं प्रेम पुमार्थो महान् श्रीचैतन्यमहाप्रभोर्मतमिदं तत्रादरानापरा नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading today Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 34, entitled Nanda Maharaj Saved and Shankachuda Slain. So we have read till text number 10 in the last session, and we're going to read from text 11. So far, Nanda Maharaj and all the Vrajavasis, they had gone to the Ambika Vana on the banks of river Saraswati, and the day of Shivaratri, offering their worshipable items to Lord Shiva, and then Nanda Maharaj and everyone took rest on the banks of river, and a giant snake came and started to swallow Nanda Maharaj. And we were discussing how the acharyas compare this to false ego, which is like a snake, and sarpa, grasta. Nanda Maharaj was remembering his spiritual master, Agastya, sorry, um, Nanda Maharaj was remembering the instructions given by his guru, Gargacharya, that Krishna will protect you, Krishna will protect the Brajavasis. So then he started calling out, Krishna, Krishna, Maha Ayam, please protect me. Prapannam Parimochaya, please deliver us. And at that very point, the other cowherd men also came with their torches, but the snake was not loosening his grip. And finally, Krishna, who was at a distance, and he appeared at the scene and touched his lotus feet at the end of the snake, the python. And then, as we were reading in text number, the Supreme Lord, the snake had all his sinful reaction destroyed by the touch of the Supreme Lord divine foot and gave up his serpent body, appeared in the form of a demigod Vidyadhara. And the Supreme Lord is asking, what happened, right? So let's see the response from text 11. Ko bhavan praya lakshmiya rochate adbhuta darshanaha katham jugupsitam etam gatim va prapito vasaha. Translation and by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Lord Krishna said, my dear sir, you appear so wonderful, glowing, with such great beauty. Who are you? And who forced you to assume this terrible body of a snake. So Krishna is talking to that snake. And we'll see what the snake responds. Sarpa uvacha aham vidyadhara kasche sudarshana iti shrutaha shriya swarupa sampatya vimanina vimanina charandishaha rishin virupangirashaha प्राहसंरूपदर्पितः तैरिमां प्रापितो योनिं प्रलब्धै स्वेन पाप्मना. The serpent replied, I am well known Vidyadhara, named Sudarshana. I was very opulent and beautiful, and I used to wander freely in all directions in my airplane. Once I saw some homely sages of the line of Angira Muni. Proud of my beauty, I ridiculed them, and because of my sin, they made me assume this lowly form. Hare Krishna. So here we see that how this great Vidyadhara was given the curse because he was disrespectful of the great sages like Angira Muni. We'll read the next verse also and then we'll collectively discuss the purport. Shapo me anu grihayeva kritastai karunat mabhi yad aham loka guruna padas prishto hatashubha. It was actually for my benefit that those merciful sages cursed me, since now I have been touched by the foot of the Supreme Personality of Supreme Spiritual Master of all the worlds, and have thus been relieved from all inauspiciousness. So this curse was a blessing for this Vidyadhara, and all the inauspiciousness was removed. Let's see. So let's try to understand a little bit more on these. The snake, the Sarpa is speaking. This Sudarshana, that was his name, right? As we saw here, his name was Sudarshana, who was a Vidyadhara. Hmm. So he was very, very beautiful and very opulent, living in the upper planets, in the Vidyadhara. And often when one achieves some success in the form of wealth, beauty, knowledge, one may become proud of that. Followers, as Kunti Maharani says, Janma Ishwarya Shruta Shribhir Edamana Madah Pumaneva Aviharti Avidhatum Vaitwam Akinchana Gocharam. So when we start to think, oh, I'm better, I am more beautiful, I am more wealthy, have more followers, I give better class, I do this better. And that leads to pride comes before the fall. So that leads to pride, that leads to false ego, that leads to ahankara. And one is not able to see the good in others. What to speak of ordinary people, he ridiculed the great sages in the line of Angira Muni. So if we think we are better than others, then the spirit of Dasanudas can never be cultivated. That was Lord Chaitanya's main message, to develop that humble spirit. Amanina manadena, nadapi sunichena, tarodiva sahishnuna. So that's a spirit, that's a mood, that's a humility which will bring us closer to Krishna. Humility makes us beautiful in the eyes of the Supreme Lord. And pride is something which Krishna does not like in the heart of his devotees. And all these arrangements, although it was a sharper or a curse, but it was actually for the benefit, as Sudarshana himself also understood. It was to relieve the inauspiciousness. What was the inauspiciousness? The inauspiciousness of pride. Even the Govardhan Leela, Krishna sensed the pride in Indra, and the whole Govardhan Leela took place to remove the pride in the heart of his devotees. Ek baar maan Indra ko maryo, nakh upar Govardhan dharyo, naam padyo giridhari Radhe Sham Sham Sham. So it was ultimately for the benefit. Sudarshana was humbled in this whole episode. So the curse of sadhu leads to benefit. Like Narad Muni curse Nalakuvir and Manigriva. So then the sadhu curses, it's for the benefit of that person, the other person. Many examples are there. I was recently hearing the story of Nahusha, which briefly comes in the Bhagavatam and in detail comes in the Mahabharata, which is Grace Adigadar Prabhu was explaining yesterday in one of the classes. That Nahusha was a very great king. When Indra was fighting with Vritrasura, Nahusha, being so tall, handsome, beautiful, wealthy, opulent, was called from the earthly planets to the upper planets to rule, and he did that job amazingly. He played double role as the king of the upper planet and the king of the earth, the king of heaven and the king of earth. But unfortunately, he developed a desire and called that Sachi, the wife of Indra, should also be with me. And Sachi was being a chaste wife. She did not want to be with Nahusha. But somehow she she went to the Guru. She and Guru Agastya Muni and the great sages and what to do. And they said, okay, you can agree on the proposal. Someone told him that you can agree on the proposal, but the king has to come in a palanquin to your palace, and the palanquin should be carried by the seven sages, headed by Agastya. Now, it's like asking one's reverential spiritual master, hey, you know, drive my car or polish my shoe, or something like that. Very menial service for oneself, or carry me on your shoulder. One should never do that, because you're supposed to serve the Brahmana, serve the Guru, serve the great sages. But Nahusha said, well, these great sages, I've been feeding them. They're not doing much work anyways. And Nahusha said, well, call them. They need to do the service, nothing big. And then Nahusha, pride makes us blind. The four kinds of blind people. Never janma Nevam pashyati janmandha kamandha neva pashyati arti dosham na pashyati madonmatta na pashyati. One becomes blinded by the pride that one is not able to see the good in others. One is not able to see. There are four kinds of blind people. Janman, Janam se andha, like Dhritarashtra, and many people are blind by birth because of past karma. Kama andha, the desire for lust. Bhul jate hain, what's right, what's wrong. Desire for money. People forget what's right, what's wrong. Hook or crook. And pride, like Duryodhana, like here, Nahusha. He lost the sense when we are in too much in passion, anger. We may lose the sense of Kroha bhavati sammoha sammoha smriti vibrama smriti brahmshat buddhi nasho buddhi nasha pranashyati, and we fall down because we lose the sense of what's right, what's wrong, and uh, and one basically suffers. Hmm. So Nahusa was being carried on the palanquin. It's a long story, but I won't go in the depth of the story. But ultimately, these sages are carrying, and Nahusha is ordering them, Sarpa, Sarpa, fast, fast. Sarpa means snake, Sarpa also means fast. So quick, quick, move fast so I can get to Shachi quicker. And the sages, Agastya said, slow down. No. But he was overpowered with pride, passion, lust, lost all the good qualities. He was a Rajrishi before, but he ridiculed the sages and Sarpa, 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 and then Agastya got angry, gave him a curse. You're saying Sarpa, Sarpa, may you become a Sarpa. And he became a python. And his whole body, whole big, beautiful body started to transform into a snake body. And as that was happening, there's great sages put an asterisk with a curse, like Narad Muni gave a curse to Nalkund Manigriva, but then told when they were like repentant, that okay, Krishna will come and deliver you. You will be the trees in the not any other place, any other forest of Amazon or wherever, but you will become trees in the courtyard of Nanda. So these Nahusha became as the body was transforming from the bottom, and then finally he begged for forgiveness. He realized and he said, "Please, please, please, I realized my mistake." And then he said that to give him 2 points, two things, that you will not have to worry about food. The food will come naturally to you. Ajgara, Ajgar Vritti is also called the food. The Ajgar, they don't like run here, there, the food naturally comes. That's what it's called, Ajgar Vritti, and it's a sign of the lesson to learn, to not to be satisfied with what comes by one's own accord. And so the animal will come to you in the late afternoon hours, and then you can have that as your meal. And the second thing, blessing, that when you have a conversation with a self-realized soul, then your body will be free from this snake body and you'll get back your original body. So this happened in Satyuga. Satyuga passed, Treta passed, Dwapar almost passed, and came the end of Dwapar. When Pandavas were in exile, it was the end of their exile. Bhima was traveling in the forest and he came across the snake. And then later Bhima was swallowed from the head first. He thought he'll be able to overcome. What kind of fight happened, but Bhima could not. And the news somehow Yudhishthira Maharaj could sense something is not right. He rushed with Dhamya Rishi, who was their guru. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj had a dialogue with Nahusha, and that's how Nahusha spared Bhima and got back um, his original body as Nahusha from the snake body. So quite similar story here. Nahusha was cursed to become a snake who was very, very strong, opulent, beautiful. Here, Sudarshana was a Vidyadhara, was very, very strong, opulent, beautiful, and proud of his beauty. He also disrespected sages. Nahusha also disrespected sages. Very, very similar. Nahusha got back after conversation with Yudhishthira Maharaj. So great Krishna and his pure devotees have the same power, right? A pure devotee like Yudhishthira Maharaj certainly has the power. And after conversation with Yudhishthira Maharaj Nahusha, the snake Nahusha came back to his body. So here, by the touch of Lord Krishna's lotus feet, he was relieved of all the inauspiciousness and he got back his body. So, a lot of lessons here. What are the lessons? Don't be proud. Whatever we have is a blessing of Guru and Krishna. Don't be proud. Number two, be kind and respectful. It's kind of in the same line. Be kind, respectful, humble, appreciate others. Hmm. The power of Krishna's lotus feet is also the power of touch of a devotee. And very, very respectful to the sages, brahmanas, spiritual masters. One should not ridicule anyone, but one should specially not ridicule the the devotees of the Lord, the Vaishnavas, the Brahmanas. The Vaishnava Prad is very, very dangerous and serious. I want to read something from this book, a section about Vaishnava Prad. There's a whole big chapter, at least 50 plus pages. हन्ति निन्दति वै द्वेष्टि वैष्णवानाभिनन्दति क्रुध्यते कोऽपि न हर्षन् दर्शने पतनानिशः. So, 6 kinds of offenses. Hanti, to kill or harm a Vaishnava, physical. Nindati, to blaspheme, to speak ill about others. Why? Dvesha. Dvesha, to be envious, jealous, and jealous is active, passive, envy is more active. Vaishnava nabhinandati, to fail to offer respects. Krudhyati, to be angry. Hmm. Yavati no harshan, to not become joyful upon seeing a Vaishnava. Should become joyful. Wow. So what kind of offense will best fit here? Which Sudarshana did towards Agastya. He ridiculed them. So we can say Krodhyate, anger, and envy also. Ninda, number two, Dvesha. So we don't know the exact pastime or the story, what happened, but he didn't kill them or he it was some kind of ridicule or anger he must have expressed. Hmm. अहं भक्तापराधीनो य अश्वन्तर इव द्विज साधुभिर्ग्रस्तो हृदयो भक्तैर्भक्तजनप्रिय. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said to the Brahmana, I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent. Because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires, I sit only within the course of their hearts. What to speak of my devotee? Even those who are the devotees of my devotee are very dear to me. Hmm. So those who are the devotees of my devotees are very dear to me. What to speak of the devotee? So you should be very, very careful. Hmm. Okay, let's read one more verse. तं त्वाहं भवाभीतानां प्रपन्नानं भयापहम् अपृच्छे शापनिर्मुक्तः पादस्पर्शात् अमीवहन्. My Lord, you destroy all fear for those who, fearing this world, take shelter of you. By the touch of your feet, I am now freed from the curse of the sages. O destroyer of distress, please let me return to my planet. According to the Acharya, the word apricha indicates that Sudarshana humbly requested the Lord for permission to return to his abode, where he might take his duties again, certainly in a chaste state of mind. Hare Krishna. So he wanted to go back and perform his duty in a purified state of mind. Mm. We all know that when we have challenges, when we have difficulties, we take better, sincere shelter of the Lord. So when he was in the snake body, but internally he remembered what had happened and he took shelter. One devotee was sharing, if our happiness lies in the health and wealth, we will always be depressed. Mm. Most people think ultimately what do they want? Wealth, health, good family, good health, good wealth, good prestige, and uh, and all these things are very ephemeral, temporary. And Kamala Dala Jala Jivana Talamala, health is temporary, wealth is temporary. Of course, that doesn't mean that we don't do the needful to take care of our health, family, etc. But if our happiness lies within that, then it's a problem. The happiness should come from the spiritual aspect, from taking shelter of Krishna. Then the that will be eternal, that will be everlasting, and no one can destroy that. In a chastened state of mind. Chastened state of mind. Interesting word used here. Vidyadhara continues. Prapannoasmi mahayogin mahapurusha satpate anujanihi mam deva sarvalokishvarishvara. O Master of mystic power, O great personality, O Lord of the devotees, I surrender to you. Please command me as you will. O Supreme Lord of all lords of the universe. Lokesha, Ishvara, Ishvara. The Lord of all the lords of the universe. So double Ishvara is used. There are many lords of these worlds. Many countries have presidents, prime minister, mm, demigods. But who's the Lord of all the lords? Lokesha, Ishvara, Ishvara, Sarva Lok, not just one. Sarva Lokeshvara, Ishvara. He is the Ishvara of all the Ishvaras of different locals. So, Sudarshana now is Avidyadhara back from this snake body, is taking full shelter and glorifying Krishna. O Master of the mystic power, O great personality, Prapanno Asmi, I take shelter of you. Mahayogin, you are the greatest of all yogis. You are Mahapurusha. You are not ordinary Purusha, you are the greatest of all personalities. Satpate, O master of these devotees. Sata. Sat is referred to devotees who take the path of Sat, or eternal truth. That is Krishna consciousness. Pate, the Lord of the devotees, master of the devotees. Anu Janihi. Mam Deva, please order me. Please instruct me. Please command me as you will. So, this should be our mood. Krishna, how can I serve you? Krishna, please tell me. When we approach the Guru, Krishna, we should approach in this mood. I take your shelter. Now, Anujani, you tell me what I shall do. O Lord of all the Lords, you tell me. So here, there's a purport as well. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur mentions that Sudarshana continued, O Mahayogi, O greatest of all the powers of mystic yoga. I was very envious serpent devouring your father, Nanda Maharaj. What has my position become now that I have regained proper discrimination and I'm praising to you? See, Buddhi kya tha? At one point he was trying to harm Krishna's own father, and now he is praising Krishna. Oh Mahayogi, oh Deva Deva, oh Lokesha, Ishvara Ishvara. How inconceivable is your touch, right? Just by Krishna's touch, this snake was completely transformed. O Lord of the saintly people, Satam, Satpate, Sadhu Nam, he headed by Nanda Maharaj and other great personalities, Mahapurusha. This display of your immeasurable mercy that you have delivered me from the snake body, protected by your own devotees, know me to be your follower. Anu Janihi. Anu Janihi. I am your follower. Anugamana, Anukramana, etc. Anu, Prabhupada, Anuga. We are Prabhupada Anu. Janihi. Know me to be your Anu. Anugat. Anugat means I'm your follower. That means you instruct me. Know me to be one of your followers. Okay. I think we'll pause here and continue next time from the following verse, which is text number 17. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam Purana ki Jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktavinda ki Jai. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada.